What's up, everyone? Welcome to my long-awaited Charizard EX deck profile. Now, I've been trying to get back into the actual TCG for a while now. I mentioned it on my channel several times. And then I was playing last year up to like several months ago with Charizard. I was winning a lot. I made some vlogs and all that kind of stuff. And then, work got really busy and other stuff in life and this and that. But I've been trying to get back. I got a bunch of cards I needed. And of course, trying to build a Dragon Ball version and all that kind of stuff. Anyways, Charizard. This is what I'm going to show you, I think, is the best way to play it right now in the Twilight Masquerade format. Yes, there could be, changes here and there. I made a few community posts, or I made a community post about like how I was playing online and like everyone's worried about Dragapult, right? And this and that. Like I've been smashing Dragapult. Like I really don't like. I don't understand. Like everyone's worried about Dragapult with Charizard. I'm like no. Like I every time I see Dragapult on the TCG live game, I'm like I salivate. I'm like bring it on because you're gonna lose. You can see like I set up 3 Charizard EXs with a Pidgeot. And I think I had a barrel with one time and this and that. There was one time where I played against Dragapult. It was like the Dragapult Zatu build. And both Pidgeots were prized. And they still conceded during the game. Because I was just like, I set like Charizard up and another Charizard. And I just kept picking at their bench. Anyways, I'll talk about how to win. But anyways. Charizard deck box, Charizard deck. Let's get to it. This is like I modified it since I made that community post, and it's been working. So let's just get to it. Of course, for Charmanders, of course we have to have a beautiful art. Shout out to my boy Brandon, aka Majin Brando, who was featured on this channel in our pack battle video. He actually got me, he was able to get me this Charmander. We made a nice trade, so that's good. So, for the Charmanders, with, of course, 70 HP, because, Dragapult's a thing, and they're going to be attacking your bench, so 70 HP. I will not be playing any of them less than 70. All of them will be 70. I don't care for Heat Tackle or whatever. 70 HP. Next, 2 Charmeleons, so not just 1, but 2, and you'll see why. Because there's a little spicy tech, kind of spicy in here. So 2 Charmeleons with the Flare Veil ability specifically, because it says prevent all effects of attacks used by your opponent's Pokemon done to this Pokemon. Damage is not an effect. Okay, so this cannot be touched by TM Devolution. It cannot be touched by Dragapult. It cannot be touched by Sableye. Because those are moving damage counters. Those are putting damage counters. They're not doing damage like Radiant Greninja or stuff like that. This Charmeleon cannot be touched. All right? Excellent. It protects your bench. Or I mean, pretty much, yeah, protecting your bench as in itself because you're trying to get to Charizard. So, they're the 2 Charmeleon. Then we have the big boy himself. 3 Charizard EXs, of course, Infernal Rain to load up with the fire energies, and then Burning Darkness, that insane attack. But yeah, big boy Charizard EX. Then, of course, 2 Pidgeys, 60 HP. Yes, the 50 HP has a nice attack where it's a call for family. Whatever. I want more HP. I haven't used the call for family attack. I want more HP. The attack I'm going to use, you'll see in the card I'll mention later on. But yeah, so 2 Pidgeys, 2 Pidgeots. Yeah, that one game I mentioned, both of them were prized and I still won. Like it was actually insane. And it wasn't just like I took all the prize cards, like they just gave up because they knew it was done. Rotom and Lumineons for the Vs. So Rotom, because it lets you instant charge if you go first. So for this deck, go second. Just go second. If you have to go first, you can try to use instant charge where you can draw 3 cards but it ends your turn. And then Lumineon, of course, lets you search for any supporter if you play it from your hand. So very good. All right. Next, we have Bidoof with the 70 HP. So upgraded. And then Bibarel, of course, and more draw power. And then Manaphy. Manaphy, of course, because, to protect from Greninja and other such cards. It does not protect against Sableye, of course. It does not protect against Dragapult because Dragapult is moving counters. And if you try to put Jiraiya's not going to protect you either anyways because it protects from basic Pokemon. And Dragapult is definitely not a basic Pokemon. So, yeah, Manaphy. And then the Radiant is, of course, Radiant Charizard. Big boy. All right. So, those are the Pokemon right here. All right. 2 Charmeleons, very important. Then, starters, like, the items right now. But the starter, 4 Buddy Buddy Poffin. This is the new Battle VIP Pass. Yes, it's not as good as Battle VIP Pass, but it doesn't matter. 4 Buddy Buddy Poffin, because you have to be able to set up your bench. Yeah, do not play less than 4. You must play 4. All right. 4 rare candies, because, you have stage 2s. You have the Charizard, the Pidgeots. You're trying to get your big boys out there. 4 rare candies. 4 Ultra Balls. Because you need to be able to, you're trying not to brick. This is consistent, and it hit, and once you set up, it hits hard. Okay. What you can do if you have nothing in your hand besides Ultra Ball and a bunch of cards, just you can't do anything, right? I got this play from Tord Legend. So if you have Ultra Ball and some cards, you Ultra Ball, you find your Lumineon, right? You find your Lumineon, and you play Lumineon. You search for an Arven, which I will show you later on. Arven is the, you get to search for an, here you go, I'll just show it to you. You get to search for, right here, it says an item and a tool card. So what you're going to do is you're going to search for a Buddy Buddy Poffin, okay? And then you're going to search for a Force Steel Stone to search for any card, attach it to Lumineon. So then you have a Buddy Buddy Poffin to use. And then you use a Force Steel Stone to search for another Buddy Buddy Poffin. And now you just loaded your bench up with just Ultra Ball and any other random cards. So you're playing 4 Ultra Balls because you're not trying to brick. 4 Ultra Balls, only 1 Nest Ball. I've had this where before I was playing Charizard with Entei. I miss Entei so much. Unfortunately, Battle VIP Pass went away, and it just, it sucks, but it is what it is. 1 Nest Ball. I tried to have 2 or 3. It wasn't doing anything, especially later in the game. It's not going to do anything. Just play 1 Nest Ball, and you'll be okay. 2 Super Rods, because we're only going to play 6 Fire Energies and then 1 Mist Energy, but 6 Fire Energies in here. So 2 Super Rods to recycle your energies, and then of course if one Charizard dies or something like that, you can recycle. So 2 Super Rods, 1 Counter Catcher, because sometimes for Charizard, you want to have your opponent take your prize card, their prize cards first, so your attack does more damage. So you play a Counter Catcher. And then if you have more prize cards than your opponent, you just switch one of your opponent's bench Pokemon to the active spot, and there you go. So Counter Catcher, very nice card to use. 4 Steel Stone to search for literally anything once you have a V in play. Defiance Band, where if you have more prize cards remaining than your opponent, then your Pokemon does 30 more damage. So yeah, with Charizard, again, you want them to take prize cards, so attach a Defiance Band. You're hitting for 30 more per prize card taken for the Burning Darkness. Then you're hitting for another 30 with Defiance Band. And then there's Kieran in here, so it's another one. This is the Spicy Tech kind of thing in Charizard. I have not seen people play this. So in Charizard, TM Evolution, okay? Choose up to 2 of your bench Pokemon. For each of those Pokemon, search your deck for a card that evolves from that Pokemon and put it onto that Pokemon to evolve it. Then shuffle your deck. And it's just an attack, right? So what you do is, if you have anything in your active spot, hopefully it's not Charmander because you need it in your bench because that's what you want to evolve. Whatever it is, let's say it's Pidgey, let's say it's Manaphy, and you have an energy in your hand. And then of course, if you're going second, you try to have, hopefully have Arven, or you have a way to get to Arven, or like the Ultra Ball, or it's just something like that. Arven, you will search for, let's say Buddy Buddy Poffin or whatever it is, probably Buddy Buddy Poffin, especially when you're going second. It's your first turn, and TM Evolution. So you have, let's say, I don't know, you have Pidgey up front, Okay? You used a Buddy Buddy Poffin because, you know, your deck is consistent and you were able to get it if you didn't have it already. You have, let's say you put 2 Charmanders here. I can show it more clearly once I get everything out of the way. 2 Charmanders here, you know, some other stuff, or a Charmander and a Bidoof, and your Charmeleons are in your deck. Hopefully they're not prized. Hopefully they're not in your hand. As you have if you have 2 Charmanders, guess what? You attach the energy to Pidgey. You use TM Evolution to attack, and then you just evolve both of your Charmanders to Charmeleons, and now guess what? They can't touch you with their Dragapult if they end up having a turn 2 Dragapult, because it's their second turn. It'll be their second turn. They can't touch you. They can't touch you with any of that. So you're protected, and now you're good. You just win. If you know that you have a Charmeleon in your hand, or there's one prize or whatever, or you can only set up 1 Charmander. If you have Bidoof on there, just evolve it into Bibarel, and then you're set up for next turn. You know? Now, if you don't have the energy, the fire energy, or the mist energy, or whatever, okay, just don't use TM Evolution in this game. It is what it is. Just use it as fodder for Ultra Ball or whatever you need to. Don't search for it. It's fine. Now, if you know that your opponent's breaking and you might use it in the next turn, okay, sure. But it's just there for if you have an energy and you're able to, you set up. If you're able to use this, you're probably going to win. So, TM Evolution. Then, 2 stadiums, Temple of Sinnoh and Collapse Stadium. So Temple of Sinnoh for Lugia, of course, because they attach all these special energies and this and that, especially legacy energy. So this shuts them off. So I'd probably wait until they put a stadium and then just bump it, and then now you have Temple of Sinnoh. But if you need to use it, just go ahead, of course. So Temple of Sinnoh, really good card, especially for Lugia. And then Collapse Stadium because, you have a loaded bench and you have a Lumineon and or a Rotom in play. You don't want them to take an easy 2 prizes, so you just cut your bench down to 4 and their bench down to 4. A spec of choice for this deck is Prime Catcher. It used to be Maximum Belt. In the community post, it was Maximum Belt. If you noticed in the picture, there was a Maximum Belt attached, which for some reason for me, Maximum Belt or any tools like that were not working on the TCG Live game online. It was not working at all. I would have Max Belt attached. I was gonna kill a Giratina, and then it wouldn't let me kill it, even though the Maximum Belt is supposed to increase it by 50. I'm like, what the heck? And I had enough, so it didn't make any sense. Prime Catcher, though, is the way to go. Switch in one of your opponent's bench Pokemon to the active spot. If you do, switch your active Pokemon with one of your bench Pokemon. Insane, especially when, Pidgeot has free retreat. So what you do, okay, let's say they kill one of yours, one of your Pokemon, and you put Pidgeot up to the active zone because it's on your bench, and you can get Prime Catcher. You can always quick search. You can search whatever you want once per turn, or you already have in your hand, whatever. If you're playing against Dragapult or Chenpao or anything like that, you want to pick off their bench. For Dragapult especially, just pick off their bench. If you have Charizard set up, their Dragapult doesn't do anything. It only does 200 damage, and then it hits your bench for for 60. Okay, so what? If you have Charizard, it doesn't matter. So if they have Dracloaks on the bench, or Dreepies if they don't have any Dracloaks, you just target those, because then they can't make another Dragapult. They won't be able to do anything. Okay, that's just how you win. Just target their bench. Prime Catcher one of them up, knock it out, and then do it again the next time with Boss's Orders, because you can search for Boss's Orders with Pidgeot, of course. And then so Prime Catcher is insane. You get rid of whatever they have on the bench, like Baxcalibur, their Dracloak, a Dreepy, anything like that. Archeops, Prime Catcher is insane. Max Belt, it does not work against every deck. If you're going to play against Gardevoir, who cares for Maximum Belt, because you're already doing double damage because Psychic is weak to Dark. If you're playing against, Dragapult and Maximum Belt can technically help you because you need the high HP to attack Dragapult, but that's not the way to win. The way to win is to attack the bench. Go after their bench, because then they can't do anything. Because once you get rid of their bench, it takes time for them to evolve. Dragapult's really slow. Technically, or it's not fast. So I'm just gonna say, it's slow. Relatively, that is. So if they can't make another Dragapult because you got rid of their bench, they have one there. let's say, yeah, they kill your Charizard after attacking it twice. So what? You have another Charizard right there. Because you'll be set up much faster than they are, usually. So you just pretty much attack. And if you don't kill it, because, you know, they don't have as many prize cards taken themselves, okay, attack it next turn, they're done. They have nothing set up. They can't do anything. So Prime Catcher's insane. Arven. You have to play 4. I don't know how people are playing 3. I've seen people play 3. It's not correct. You need Arven, 4 of them. It's insane. Yes, later on in the game, it probably doesn't do much, but early on, 4 Arven. You have to have this card going second. If you can start with this card going second, you have a great chance of winning to start right off the bat. 4 Arven. 4, not 3, 4. All right, I'm running out of room, but okay. 3 Iono. This is a sick card. Do not play. You don't need 4. It might get cloggy. 3 is, I think, a great number. 3 is a great number. Every time I've used this, like before when I was playing, like in real life, the opponent would just be like really annoyed about it. So it's a really good card. 2 Boss's Orders, searchable with Pidgeot. Yeah, so go after the bench. Just go after the bench. All right. And then of course, if you want to go for the kill, you have 2 prize cards left, and they have Luminion or a Rotom. Go for the kill. Boss's Orders. Roxanne. So this card's really good. If your opponent has 3 or fewer prize cards remaining, each player shuffles their hand into their deck, and then you draw 6, and they only draw 2. That's a sick card. And guess what? It's searchable when you need it. But if you already have it, you just use it, and you can pretty much try to make a comeback win. Professor Turo's scenario, to put one of your Pokemon in play to your hand. So if you need to get rid of a Luminion or Rotom that's in there, vulnerable to your opponent, you need to get a damaged Charizard up, and you already have, let's say you have a Charmander or a Charmeleon, or just a Charmander and a Rare Candy in hand, Charmander on the bench, you know, you could just make another Charizard, like, right away. Fully healed, you know? But really good card to use. I just play a 1-of. I don't think you need 2. Kieran, new card. So you can either switch your active Pokemon with one of your bench Pokemon, or attacks done by your Pokemon do 30 more damage to your opponent's active EX and active Pokemon V. So if you already have Defiance Band, and then this total of 60 more on top of whatever Burning Darkness is doing. Really good card. Then 6 Fire Energies. And then with a 1 Mist Energy. So, why? Because this protects your Pokemon from, let's say, Dragapult. Prevent all effects of attacks used by your opponent's Pokemon done to the Pokemon that this card is attached to. So, you attach it to your Pidgey, or Pidgeot, if you already made Pidgeot. And now, Dragapult can't touch it. Okay? TM Devolution can't touch it. Really good card. Be careful if you have Temple of Sinnoh up, because then it shuts this off. But you won't be playing Temple of Sinnoh against Dragapult. Anyways. But yeah, that's the deck profile. Alright, so let me just clean this up, and then I'll show you some stuff. I don't know. I don't know why this deck is just criminally underrated. For this format, because everyone's like worried about Dragapult and some other stuff, and like, no, it's just, this deck is really good. Especially, like, I edited it, you know, people were playing Cleffa. I'm not gonna play Cleffa in this. It's too weak. It's you're setting yourself up to be taken advantage of, you know, especially against Dragapult. It's not. I don't like it. I would rather, you know, try to get a TM Evolution turn done instead of just, like, you know, drawing a bunch of cards. I mean, and if you're going first, yeah, you can use Rotom to draw cards. Going second, I want to be able to use TM Evolution if possible. Otherwise, I'll just set up as much as I can and move on from there. But what I was saying was, like, let's say you have a Pidgey, I don't know, a Charmander, another Charmander, and then you have an energy, you attach here, and then you have your TM Evolution. So, I mean, you might have more than this on board, but whatever. So, TM Evolution, and you have your Charmeleons in deck. All you do is, boom, and boom, they can't touch your bench anymore. It's really good. So yeah, hopefully your Pidgey lives the next turn. And then you can make a Charizard next turn and then just retreat. Boom, you're done. Or you can evolve this hopefully next turn and then just free retreat. Either way, I think this is it's really nice. You know, of course you can't use it all the time because not every time you draw your first 7 cards and then 8 if you're going second, you won't have you won't have an energy all like every time, right? So this works when you have an energy. It doesn't if you don't. So it's just there. It's a nice card. I'm like, this could have been choice belt. Like I have Defiant Span and I just want to attack the bench pretty much. So it is what it is. And then this could also be like, you know, I had a Tatsugiri in here, but it wasn't doing anything. Like, yeah, technically it's supposed to help you a lot. You know, it's like the Mew from before rotation where you can search, where you can look at the top 6, get an item card. Tatsugiri lets you get a supporter. So yes, you can technically hopefully get Arven on your second turn, but a lot of times I haven't had Tatsugiri going second. It's not there. And then once I get it later on, it doesn't do anything. I don't want it on my bench. I don't want it there. Yes, if your Pokemon gets killed, you put it up and then you can search, hopefully get a supporter, but no. Then you have to like try to retreat. There are no rescue boards in here. Nothing like that. You'd have to manually attach an energy, retreat, or use a Kirin. It's not worth it. So I cut the Tatsugiri. And then what else? You know, other stuff could be in here. You could, again, you don't have to have TM Evolution if you don't want to. I just think it's a really good card. Same thing with the 2 Charmeleons. I think it's essential now instead of just having 1. Your Ace Spec, again, it could be Maximum Belt, but I like Prime Catcher more. It's just more versatile and it's just insane. It's just insane. And then I already explained the stadiums. Let's see, 4 Sealstone Counter Catcher. I don't think you need to play 2. You already have, it's searchable, and you play 2 bosses orders, and they're all everything is searchable with Pidgeot. 4 Red Candies is a must. 2 Super Rods I think is really good. Buddies, of course, Ultra. And then yeah, do not cut Manaphy. Please do not cut Manaphy. Do not cut Lumineon. Please. Like the space is tight in this deck, but yeah. So against I've played against a bunch of decks online, and pretty much I've been able to set up a lot of times Charizard. wait. Pidgeot, explain to me what we're gonna do against this. What are you gonna do? Nothing. You can't win against this. Like, what can you do? And then, you know, there was one time I had that. It was against Dragapult too. I had that, and where's Pimperol in here? And this, what the heck are you gonna do exactly? Even if 1 is gone, what are you gonna do with this? Tell me how you're gonna deal with that. You're not. You're just not gonna deal with it. For the most part, that is, of course. Like, I don't know. I love this deck. It's really fun, and yeah, can't wait to actually play it in person. And then, of course, trying to set up like a Dragapult Charizard deck. And then the NAIC is happening, so we'll see the deck list and this and that, and make some modifications once we see this on deck lists. But I hope you enjoyed this. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you think of this build. And oh, I forgot to mention for Prime Catcher, because someone commented saying about the Ogre Pond, the Cornerstone one, where it like shuts off abilities. Well, if you're playing Prime Catcher, you can just put it to the bench and put something else in the front. Same thing with like against Mimikyu or anything troublesome in the opponent's active spot. So yeah, Prime Catcher is nuts. Please play Prime Catcher. Otherwise, yeah, like I played against the Lugia deck online. I beat it. Like it's pretty annoying to play against, but I beat it with this. Bunch of Dragapults. They can't do any. They really can't. Like unless they're playing Dragapult Charizard, which that's the one I lost to. I lost to one of those. I can't remember what happened in there. They just set up faster than I could. I was surprised, but any like other Dragapults, I just beat them all. And then any other decks are just like whatever. Once you know this deck, in and out. Like, you know how it plays. Just, it's very aggressive. It's very aggressive. Getting your Charizards out there. Once you get Pidgeot out there, it's pretty much like you have a great chance of winning because you can search for literally anything. Like the Dragapult builds that are playing, let's say the Xatu and not Pidgeot. Like Dragapult Pidgeot's probably it's probably going to be better than the Xatu build. If they're not playing Pidgeot, like yeah, they can be drawing and this and that, but they're not picking what they want pretty much. They're just like taking what they can get, what they're getting. Pidgeot lets you search whatever you want. This deck is criminally underrated for this set, for the new format, I mean. And yeah, yes, it's less in popularity, but it's very powerful, and I love it, and it's gonna stay. So let me know what you think. Hope you enjoyed. Remember, I'm doing a giveaway for a Twilight Masquerade booster box. So if you have not entered, I highly suggest you enter. Let me see where my booster box is. Oh, it's right here. So I am giving away a Twilight Masquerade booster box. So go to the video that says booster box giveaway. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel so we can hit 5K to give the box away. Like that video, and then let me know in the comments of that video what your favorite card from the Twilight Masquerade set is, and then I'll be giving this box away. So yeah, yes, let me know what you think of this, and hope you enjoyed. If you want more deck profiles in the future, which hopefully when I start playing again after I'm graduating residency, actually next week, but then I have to do a few more shifts after because it's really dumb. But yeah, once that happens, hopefully I'll be playing actually, and then try to build Dragapult, Charizard, and this and that. But let me know, and yeah, I will see you in the next one. Bye.